Well, the now failed medical theory that all diseases are caused by some genetic failure, bad gene somewhere along the line, one recessive gene coming from your mom's side, one bad recessive gene coming from your dad's side, included cardiovascular disease of all kinds. Oh, you have a heart disease, you have a history in your family, you're going to get it, was the mantra. Well, we know that's not true. The death of the genetic theory, particularly for cardiovascular disease, is actually documented and chronicled in the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Contact your young associate and get my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And you look up all the cardiovascular disease, none of them have anything to do with genetics, none of them have anything to do with cholesterol. We know for a drop-dead fact that congestive heart failure is caused by a deficiency of a single vitamin. It was actually discovered and reported in 1742 by a Japanese naval surgeon. It's actually caused by a deficiency of a single vitamin. And then there's cardiomyopathy heart disease, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy heart disease, cause of sudden heart death in young athletes. There's about 10,000 young athletes die each year in America under the age of 21 who have hypertrophic cardiomyopathy heart disease. And, of course, people who do hard physical work can drop dead suddenly from hypertrophic cardiomyopathy heart disease. One of the famous entertainers who died from that was Elvis. He died at 42 of the disease, which is a deficiency of a single mineral. And then there's coronary artery disease. And coronary artery disease, plugged arteries in the heart, are actually caused by free radical damage, not cholesterol, not genetics. We're talking about eating fried foods, processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, oils, things like coconut oil, olive oil, those kinds of things, margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressings. And then gluten intolerance can be an inflammatory process as well. And then the disease, coronary thrombosis, where you get a blood clot in the coronary artery, or thrombotic stroke, or you get a blood clot in the brain artery, or you get pulmonary embolism, where you get a blood clot in the pulmonary artery or vein, and deep vein thrombosis, your legs, and so on. These things are caused by an omega-3 essential fatty acid deficiency, certainly not genetics, and certainly not cholesterol, and are totally preventable and totally reversible. And then, of course, you get vascular wall problems like spider veins, varicose veins, hemorrhoids, which are just hemorrhoids are just varicose veins in a funny place. And you get aneurysms, which are breakdown. Again, all these vascular diseases are a breakdown of the elastic fibers in these veins and arteries. Franklin Delano Roosevelt died of a ruptured aneurysm in his brain, and at age 63. And all this is caused by a deficiency of a single mineral. All of this is chronicled in great detail with references to drop-dead research that cannot be denied in the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. These are things in your control. Even if you have a history of them in your family, there may be a gluten intolerance, reducing your ability to efficiently absorb nutrients. You certainly want to take that into account. If you have a disease that occurs in 3, 4, 5 generations, it's one of those bets you can't lose by betting on a gluten intolerance, not genetics, because there are no bad genes for heart disease or vascular disease. It's all nonsense. So I want you to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And, of course, you need to get on the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack if you have a history of vascular, cardiovascular disease in your family, or you work hard, you do physical stuff, you train, you go to the gym 3 nights a week, you're on some kind of team in junior high, high school, college. The Olympics are professional teams. You definitely want to get on the 90 Essential Nutrients, the 90 for Life program. I'd get on the athletic pack. I'd also throw in the rebound. Our sports drink has 100 nutrients in it to replace what you're sweating out. The 2 big ones in the market have either 2 or 6. Let's see, they have 2 or 6. Ours has 100 nutrients in it. Which one is better for you if you're sweating? You see, sweat is not water, and just drinking water or drinking one of these weak sports drinks that have only 2 or 6 nutrients in it is not going to replace the soup you're sweating out. The soup you're sweating out contains all the nutrients floating around your blood. What if you're not supplementing with a 90 yet? You only have 65 to 75 nutrients floating around your blood. That's what's going to be in your sweat. You drink water, you're not replacing anything. You're rehydrating, but you're not replacing anything. And you could drop dead of a cardiomyopathy heart attack. You could drop dead of congestive heart failure. You could drop dead of coronary thrombosis. You could drop dead of coronary artery disease, right? These things are all caused by nutritional deficiencies and free radical damage. It's chronicled in great detail in the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. I urge you to get a hold of this book, contact your Youngevity associate. At the minimum, if you say, well, I don't really have anything wrong with it, well, I would definitely get on the 90 for Life program, the basic 90 for Life, one healthy start pack for 100 pounds of body weight. And then if you already have some of these problems, you want to really ramp up and take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. You want to take the Ultimate Enzymes. You want to take the Nightly Essence, which have enzymes that actually nattokinase, which is legendary for dissolving blood clots. All right? Wouldn't hurt to take the extra minerals and vitamins. And don't forget to take our Rebound, our wonderful sports drink that actually deals with 100 nutrients. No other sports drink comes close. All the other sports drinks have either 2 nutrients or 6. Let's see if my math is correct. There's more than 100 than there is 2 or 6. Well, contact your Youngevity associate today. Get the book Epigenetics. Get the 90 for Life program that's right for you. And let's all not get any cardiovascular disease. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, this one here, you have been vindicated once again. Because as long as I've known you, you've always advocated, eating eggs every day and eating breakfast and having protein in that breakfast because, as my mother used to always say, that's the most important meal of the day. Well, now there's research to substantiate that. And this came out of Fox News, and the headline reads, New research underlines need for protein-rich breakfast. So there's new evidence that dieters should join the breakfast club and include a lot of protein. Say skipping breakfast has long been associated with excessive body weight, and scientists hadn't really established any kind of causal link. But researchers at the University of Missouri, a fine institution, are reporting that eating a high-protein breakfast particularly is effective in reducing food cravings and boosting dopamine, a brain chemical usually associated with feelings of reward. But if the findings hold up, they will imply that breakfast rich in protein may aid in weight control. To investigate the link between breakfast protein and dopamine production, they recruited 16 overweight or obese females, all around 19 years old, and they were regular breakfast skippers. And during every other week, the participants were randomly assigned to one of 3 breakfast patterns, none, a normal breakfast, or a high-protein breakfast. Both of the breakfasts had 350 calories. However, the normal breakfast only had 13 grams of protein, while the high version had 35. And they say, by comparison, a large egg is about 6 grams of protein. The researchers provided the breakfast to make sure they did eat what they were supposed to. Between each on week, the subjects were to resume their normal lives. After each participation week, the volunteers were surveyed about their food cravings and tested for dopamine markers. According to Heather Leidy, she's one of the researchers, says that compared to the normal breakfast, the high-protein meal led to a 34-fold reduction in cravings for high-fat foods and a 15-fold increase in dopamine. So as I say, Doc, you have been vindicated because you've been advocating that for as long as I've known you.
Well, thank you, Doug. And I urge everybody to get a hold of that book, Hell's Kitchen. The subtitle, of course, is The Cause, Prevention, and Cure of Obesity. And, being a veterinarian, we know how to get animals to gain weight so they can have a nice amount of fat on them for having those great steaks at Ruth Chris's Steakhouse, right? And all these various smaller steakhouses. You want some fat on there to make it taste good. Well, we know how to make that happen. We know exactly how to do that with high-protein diets. Not high-fat diets, but high-protein diets with nutrients in it, particularly minerals. And then if you want to gain weight, you throw in whole grains. Well, that was just the wrong thing that people did was have whole grain breakfast, pancakes, waffles, cereals, French toast, all of those kinds of things would actually make you gain weight. They tend to be low in minerals and high in calories that will stick to your ribs, as they say. And exactly, if you want to lose weight, you want to maintain a proper weight. You want to have, for instance, this morning, I had 4 eggs this morning with breakfast. There was some mild picante sauce on them. And then I had all my supplements and some fruit. That was a great breakfast. And it's one of those things where if you do that every day, obsessively, faithfully, you'll keep your weight down. You won't get that middle-age spread. You'll have enough energy to get through the day. And, of course, if you need to lose weight, you do the same thing. You have a high-protein breakfast and lunch and dinner. I like to eat red meat, eggs, fish, and chicken, and vegetables. fruit. I just don't eat bread. I don't eat chips. I don't eat crackers. I don't eat that kind of stuff. I haven't been doing that for 20 years, and I've been able to keep my weight down at age 75. I weigh 152 my high here. On a good week, I'll weigh 146, somewhere in that point between 146 and 152. And I've been taking my 98 for life twice a day for 68 years. I urge you to do the same thing. Thank you, Doug, again. We'll stick with it. Back to more truth, justice, and the longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Everett, Washington, and Patricia. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello,
Hi,
Patricia.
Dr. Wallach.
Hi, you're on the air. How can I help you?
I have two questions for you. First of all, I want you to know that I take the healthy blood sugar pack, and I take the Ultimate daily. And with my kidneys, we're at a stage 3, and now they're normal. And I want you to know
congratulations. That. All right.
Yes. And what I was calling about were two things. One thing is the gallbladder. I went and had ultrasound done, and I have 3 gallstones. One doctor wants to do surgery. I have a naturopathic doctor, and he said no, he wants to flush them out. And so I don't know quite sure what to do.
Okay. Let's see here. Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. What do we do for people that have gallbladder problems, the gallstones?
Give them gallbladder in a bottle, which is called enzymes.
Okay, our ultimate enzymes, right, which we call the gallbladder in a bottle. And it's kind of funny. The gallbladder always gets the rap here when you have gallstones. The gallstones are actually formed in the liver when your liver doesn't have all it needs to be healthy and break everything down to where it's supposed to be. Gallstones are not hard like kidney stones. Kidney stones are made out of calcium and other minerals. Gallstones are actually just gelled cholesterol. And so the gallbladder in a bottle, the ultimate enzymes, as Shar said, actually has ox bile in it, which can dissolve cholesterol, can put cholesterol in the solution, which will slowly reduce the size of the gallstones in your gallbladder. Do not get surgery. And your naturopathic physician was quite correct. But we do need to make your liver happy. In addition to the healthy blood sugar packs, I would also throw in the extra. What would you do for the liver, Shar?
I would give her selenium.
Yeah, and what else would you throw in? Selenium, that's 80% of it. What else would you throw in?
For the liver?
Yeah. What about B vitamins like B12 and B1, B2?
De-stress.
Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, de-stress. Yeah, how much do you weigh here, Patricia?
219.
Okay, well, I would take 2 of those healthy blood sugar packs as you should be doing. Go ahead and take, I'd go ahead and take 9 since you had some gallstones. I'd go ahead and take 9 of the ultimate selenium a day. That would be 3 bottles a month. I'd go ahead and take 9 of the de-stress capsules a day, capital D like David dash stress, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That's 3 bottles a month. And 2 of the ultimate enzymes, a gallbladder in a bottle. Take 2 of those, say 2 to 5 minutes before each meal, with a couple ounces of water. And that's just solve the problem. But we have to get on a particular diet. What kind of diet would you put this lady on, Shar?
A gluten-free diet, for sure.
Absolutely. Anything going on with the gallbladder and liver and that kind of stuff, you need to be taking a gluten-free diet. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. And, of course, that includes the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, mother-in-law, anybody in the house with you, okay? Did you have a second question there?
Yes. I've been having swelling on my left side of my body. I went to the doctor, and I got to get my arteries and.
We got to say, wait a minute. We got to run one of those message moments, and you got to get off of the speakerphone because we're really having a difficult time. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Washington State and Patricia. Okay, now you said you have swelling in your left side.
On the left side of my body, and I went to the doctor for an exam, and they told me that my cholesterol was too high, and the circulation.
Did he give you a number?
276.
Okay. Well, what about that, Char? Is 276 too high?
No, it's not too high. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. See, normal for North Americans, Americans is somewhere between 220 and 275. And when you look at the Eskimos and Inuits above the Arctic Circle who have the fewest heart attacks, fewest plugged arteries, their blood cholesterol run 350 to 500. Been published in medical journals over and over and over. So why is it that doctors are so down on cholesterol and they even lie and tell you that normal levels are too high? What are they trying to sell, Shar?
Drugs.
You're exactly right. Very good. They're trying to sell drugs and Crisco. Okay. All right. And so basically, is the swelling down just above your hip, or is it higher up under your ribs? Where's the swelling at?
The whole left side of the body.
The whole left side of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did they do an ultrasound?
Yes, they said that I needed. There was the blood need to circulate more. That circulates to the heart, and that arteries need to be cleaned.
Okay, here we go. Okay, what'd you give to increase blood flow through your arteries, Shar?
Ultimate Daily, it'll clean out. It's a router vitamin. It'll clean out all her pipes.
Okay, so yes, Ultimate Daily. Your size, it goes by body weight. I would go ahead and get 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily and take 9 of those tablets a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. And they're designed, as Shar said, to support and promote healthy blood pressure. They're designed to support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And so that's where I would start. And again, if we need to lose weight, what would you give her to lose weight?
ASAP.
ASAP. And how tall are you? How tall are you?
5'3". 5'3".
Okay. Yeah, 5'3". I'd like to see a 120 at 5'3". So we really need to lose 100 pounds here. And so what I want you to do is get 2 bottles of ASAP per month. I want you to take a full dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. A full dropper full under your tongue 15 minutes before each meal. It'll require 2 bottles a month of the ASAP to pull that off. And let it absorb through your oral tissues. Do not swallow it. As you put it under your tongue, it'll take about a minute to absorb through your oral tissues. And it's designed to support your pituitary's function to help you lose weight. And it actually speeds up weight loss. It's not unusual for people to lose 140 pounds in 100 days. It's not unusual for people to lose 20 pounds in 20 days. It's not unusual for people to lose 60 pounds in 45 days on this program. And so as long as you stay on the minerals appropriately for your body weight, you'll never gain the weight back. So as the last piece is the cherry on the parfait here. It gets you to lose weight in a reasonable amount of time and never gain the weight back. You throw in the ASAP. If it's financial, you can only afford one. You get one. Start out with 1 dropper full in your tongue 3 minutes for each meal. If finances are not a problem, go with 2. 30 minutes before each meal and 15 minutes before each meal. Call us every 2 weeks. Okay, we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way after these messages.
All right, let's head to Houston, Texas. And Dora, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dora, you're on the air.
Hello. Yeah, my daughter was diagnosed with lupus sometime in 2003. She's 28 now, and she's been on steroids. But once she lowers the steroid or she stops it, she has protein in her urine. So it's lupus with kidney involvement. But then she also has some sores on her fingers, like sores, and she's always anemic. So I don't know how Dr. Wallach can help us.
Okay, I'm missing the first part here. I got the kidney failure. She's anemic. And what would you say was your major diagnosis?
Yeah, she was diagnosed with lupus with kidney involvement. She doesn't have a kidney failure, but she has mild kidney involvement, and she's on prednisone. But once she lowers the dose of the medication, the protein, she leaks protein in her urine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then...
Wait a minute here, Dora. I'm still missing the first thing. You have to say it slowly. What is her first disease?
First what?
What is her disease? I hear a word, which I can't hear, and then I hear kidney. What are you saying before kidney?
I said she has protein in her urine and she's anemic. And she has sores on her fingers.
Okay, are you on a speakerphone? I cannot understand you.
Oh, I'm trying to explain the symptoms she has.
Okay, hold it. Okay, stop. Okay, Doug, can you understand what she's saying?
Yeah, she said she has lupus.
Well, there you go. That's the word I'm looking for. All right. Okay, what does your daughter weigh, Dora?
About 140 pounds, and she's quite tall, 5'11".
Okay. Does she have any history of asthma as a child?
Does she have what?
Asthma, respiratory problems.
No, she never had asthma, but she used to have sore throats a lot.
Okay. And she has skin problems with the lupus, is that correct?
Yeah, she has skin problems, particularly her fingers. They just like sores on the fingers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sores, okay. Okay, Char, what would you do for this young lady?
Well, what she described about the fingers and everything, that's a gluten problem right there.
Yep. And so she got to get gluten-free at 140 pounds. What would you give her? Lupus is kind of a fibromyalgia. It's kind of related to fibromyalgia.
So, healthy bone and joint pack or... No.
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. What would you do for... So she has kidney failure, kidney problems.
Ultimate daily for the kidneys.
Yep. And she's anemic, but she can't absorb nutrients, right, because she has intestinal problems. So here we go, Dora. She got to be on a gluten-free diet, absolutely gluten-free, no wheat, barley, or oats, no oils, no margarines, no mayonnaise, no salad dressing, no cooking oils, absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats or nitrites, no gluten, no wheat, barley, or oats. And then at 140 pounds, because she has lupus, she has a malabsorption problem, as Shar said, I'd go ahead and give her 2 of the healthy bone and joint packs per month, and 15 glucogel a day is all part of that. I'd get her 3 bottles of selenium a month, so she could take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. I'd also, for the kidney failure and the anemia, have her take the ultimate daily tablets. I'd have her take 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That's 2 bottles a month. And the kidney stones come from a not being able to absorb enough minerals, particularly calcium. It's a calcium deficiency, so we got to worry about that. And call us every couple of weeks. We want to know her weight. We want to know how anemia is doing, her kidney function. Anytime they measure that, we want to know. And this stuff will go away if she's very, very good about a gluten-free diet. Everybody in her family, if she's married or living with somebody, her housemate or spouse, mother-in-law, mom, kids, dog, cat, bird, fish, everybody in the household has got to be gluten-free to maximize her absorption of these nutrients. Lupus is not genetic. It's not autoimmune. It is directly caused by a gluten intolerance. That's why I have this butterfly rash on their face, very typical of lupus. Very, very typically, they have sores on their hands and skin, which, again, we used to call impetigo when I was a kid. And these are directly related to malabsorption of nutrients. But this will all right on a gluten-free diet. Okay, Doug, we got time to start another one?
Yeah, we sure do. Let's stay right there in Texas and head over to Eloise. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Eloise, you're on the air.
Yes, hi. I'm type 2 diabetic, and I was looking in the book to see, would it be feasible to buy the flagship 90-pack 1 month supply, or do the Sugar Blues exclusive product? So what do I need for type 2 diabetes to help me out?
Okay, how much do you weigh, Eloise?
Pardon me?
How much do you weigh?
Oh, 227.
And how tall are you?
5'7".
Okay. Yeah, 5'7", I'd like to see you weigh 150, 160, something like that. And so, we're looking at maybe 65, 70 pounds we need to lose here. And also, Char, what would you give her? She's 227 pounds, and she has a type 2 diabetes. What would you do for this nice lady?
She needs initially 2 healthy blood sugar packs.
Very good. Exactly. Okay. And do you have any history of any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or any rosacea on your face?
Well, actually, I got itching in the head. My hair, like, it's thin out. Oh.
Okay, so it itches all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
what
not
about
in my face.
Did you have asthma as a kid or bronchitis as a kid?
No, I didn't.
Do you have children?
I have 3. I had 3, yes. I got 2 living.
Okay. Do any of them have any asthma or bronchitis or bowel problems or skin problems?
Skin problem, yes. My daughter has skin problem, and my grandson has some skin problem, but not bronchitis or asthma, nothing like that.
Okay. Okay, Char. Let's see here. She's been on a gluten-free diet, obviously. And what would you tell her about her children?
Well, they all have a gluten intolerance, definitely, and so does she when she described her itchy head, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, and so the 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month, and I would go ahead and also get yourself that ASAP. Take 1 bottle a month, a dropper full under your tongue, 30 minutes before each meal. Let it absorb underneath your tongue. Do not swallow it. That's ASAP, 1 bottle a month, 2 healthy blood sugar packs. And let's start there. Just call every couple of weeks. Let us know how you're doing, Eloise. And we'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Russia. And Amshio, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Amshio.
Hello, Mr. Yes, hello, Mr. Wallach. I'm a great fan. I'm actually from America, but I'm here in Russia on business. I have all of your books, except for the disease of exotic animals, unfortunately. But I would like to jump to a question for my mother. She says she has a serious, a hardening of her bicep on her right humerus, either under her humerus, under her bicep, or the muscle, the bicep itself is hard like a rock, and she can barely move her arm. She can't tuck her blouse. She can't move her shoulder, and she recently had a swelling of her right leg also. I think that might have to do with this. 7 years ago, she had a catheter placed in her heart because she had a deformed heart when she was born. She had a hole in her heart, and they recently did a catheter, I think a stainless steel or a catheter in her heart about 7 years ago. So that's my first question. And my second question is about tangerine, the natural flavoring and the coloring. Is it plant-derived, or is it maybe some other animal-derived?
Let's do the easy one first. The natural coloring in the tangerine is beet juice and that kind of coloring. Okay, so it gives it that pinkish red color is beet juice. So that's about as natural as you get. It's a great Russian soup, borscht, beet soup. So you know about that coloring. Okay. When it comes to that heart thing, what I would do, if they haven't already done it, is do an ultrasound. No X-rays, no invasion. Do an ultrasound and see if there's a blood clot in between her muscle and her bone in her upper arm, that sort of thing. What does your mom weigh?
She weighs about 130 pounds.
Okay, 130 pounds. I would go ahead and just give her, one of the Healthy Start Pack. I would just start there, one Healthy Start Pack. So you just get her going on some basic nutrients per month and divide it in half a dose for everything twice a day. But get an ultrasound so we're not kind of groping around in the dark, so to speak. An ultrasound from 3 different directions, one from up, from the front to the back, one from the side to side, and one from the back to the front. And this will give us some idea if there's anything in there, or it's an old blood clot or something like that. If it is an old blood clot, what would you do for a blood clot, Shar?
A blood clot is nightly essence with the nanokinase in it.
That's exactly right. The nightly essence, in addition to the 90 essential nutrients, I go ahead and give her 3 of the nightly essence at bedtime, 1 bottle a month. It has multiples of enzymes in there, including nattokinase, as Shar said, which is legendary for dissolving blood clots. New blood clots, it dissolves fairly quickly within hours. Ones that have been there for some time, it might take months, but it will eventually digest them also. So an ultrasound would be what I would do next, and to find out what the hardness may consist of. Again, it could be an old blood clot. It could be a piece of catheter still in there. I mean, who knows? And so sometimes you're amazed what you see by doing an ultrasound. So that's where I would start. And give us a call after you have the results of that ultrasound. But you have the ability to go ahead and get started with the Healthy Start Pack and also the Nightly Essence. And give her that 3 Nightly Essence capsules at bedtime with a glass of water. Okay, Doug, how much time we have here?
Just about 35 seconds.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and take it and again encourage people to get a hold of my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And you're going to find that all the diseases that the medical system had said have been genetically transmitted, such as diabetes and heart disease and cancer and Alzheimer's disease, you name it, are just not. They're just simple nutritional deficiencies All birth defects are caused by nutritional deficiencies of the embryo, and none of them are genetically transmitted, as doctors have theorized and proposed. But not too surprising, there's thousands and thousands of failed medical theories, and the genetic theory of disease transmission is another one. All the facts, all the data, drop-dead stuff, including cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, and the story of how the Muscular Dystrophy Foundation fired Jerry Lewis, but they brought him my information to help prevent and cure muscular dystrophy. Epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. And you stick with us. We'll be back another day with more truth, justice, and the longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie.